Iron Lung is the first theatrical film from YouTuber Markiplier, and an adaptation of the video game of the same name. And before we go into my thoughts on this movie, I thought we should discuss first the idea of YouTube filmmakers. Now, you have two types of films that come from YouTubers. You have the Shelby Oaks and the Bringer Backs. These essentially critically acclaimed or essentially well made movies from people who got their start on YouTube, who clearly have a passion for filmmaking. And then you have the other examples, the fan films, the films that feel like they were made from a crowdfund, and essentially just are very boring, lackluster, and just filled with kind of lazy stereotypes and just very bland plots. Iron Lung is definitely much of the former than the latter. Although I think to go into this, you should know this is very much a fan film in a lot of regards. Markiplier is clearly a fan of the game, and he does try to do his best to incorporate as much stuff from the game as he can. And I think he does it pretty well. Now, the thing with the game is there's no dialogue. A lot of it's done through text. It's a very cheaply made computer game essentially. And I feel like one of the bonus of the game is this film's detriment is that we are in one location for the entire movie. We are trapped in this sub, like this one room sub for the entire movie. Essentially, for the first 20 minutes, we essentially just seeing Markiplier's character Simon do these very mundane tasks. Essentially, steering the sub, taking pictures with the radioactive camera that's latched onto it. Essentially, just charting where he is. And for a computer game, yeah, that can be as you if you don't mind slow build. But for a movie, no, you're going to get a little impatient. Now, I think I think it does this very well, and I think it's very good at building up the tension throughout the movie. We definitely get there's very much a lot of twists and turns throughout it, and honestly, you can probably guess where it's going to go, but it is done in a very effective way. I think it does do a good job of really capturing the claustrophobia and just honestly really getting you inside the headspace of Simon. Now, although it does this very well, I will say the payoff for it, although I think in theory it's good, like on paper its payoff is, I think, pretty good, it's definitely more feel like Markiplier being a first-time filmmaker is kind of to this film's detriment. Because, I'm sorry, the editing of the finale is awful. You cannot make out anything, and not because of, I don't think it's because of bad lighting. I legit cannot tell what was happening throughout it, just because the editing was so, to me, very jarring, and I guess it's trying to capture a chaotic feeling, but there's difference between chaotic and disjointed, and that's what the ending to this film is, and it's very much where I can't say it's tough where I can't say I hated it, but I also can't say I particularly liked it. I definitely think this movie you have to see probably on a second viewing to really kind of formulate your opinion on it, and I can definitely say this is probably the best movie from last month, because January movies are typically awful, and I can say this is probably the best one next to Sam Raimi's Sent Help. But then again, its competition is freaking the pro AI movie Mercy and the Trump propaganda Melania documentary. So I'm very much grading this on a curve, but I didn't understand why people did go out and see this. It's definitely pretty effective at what it does, and I definitely think Markiplier shows a lot of promise as a filmmaker, especially considering he edited, wrote, directed, produced, acted in this. He definitely has a future in filmmaking, and I definitely be curious to see what he would do next after this. honestly, I really hope a studio would definitely take a chance on him and give him a much bigger budget. Because honestly, I think he could definitely become probably one of the best, probably one of the new best horror directors, probably of this decade.